Well, this is not good. Decided to stab myself with a Phillips screwdriver. Yeah, 93.7% of the people that watch my videos don't subscribe. That's terrible. And then 99.9% of the people that watch my video are male. Alright, so you guys that have these oil seals go bad in the back, this is off an Optimax. So sometime 2008, you know, these gear cases. These gear cases are not like normal ones where you could like on the newer gear cases, you could actually take a couple of drywall screws and drill them into those seals, and then just take like a, you know, a couple of pry bars and you could just pry it out. You could pry them out, but this one you can't do that. You gotta take the whole bearing carrier out. So if you don't have all the tools to this, then it might be better to take it to a shop, because you're gonna need some tools to do this, and you know, you can see what you got. And one of the things that you'll need to do is you got to take, you know, once you got to get your prop nut, or I'm sorry, your bearing carrier nut off. So to do that, this would be for both cameras, but this thing sits in there like so, and then you got this prop nut. Well, this is just a lock ring. So this lock ring's got tabs. So this was actually in like this. So it's in like that. Right? And then you have to bend your tab back so that the lock ring can turn. So this locks this ring in. To get this off here, like we're in Tennessee, so in Tennessee we don't have that much corrosion. But if you're out, you know, salt water and stuff, they can be a real bear to get out. To get them out, they've got some places, Mercury does, where you can drill these out and then they'll collapse, and that's the way you can do it if you got a lot of corrosion. But otherwise, you know, you need the wrench.
Yeah, the only bad thing I'll mention about that is if you have to do that, you got to be careful and not get into those threads.
Exactly.
Or you'll ruin it.
Because then you'll ruin your gear case, and then you're like in a world of hurt.
Yeah.
So what I got is this is a, I don't know, Marine Tech, I think I got. And what they have, Marine Tech like sells this. So you're not going to see it, but it says Marine Tech Tools. This one's AMT0071. And then Marine Tech, you can buy different ones of these. So like for Yamaha, they make one. For Mercury, they make a few different ones, and so you have to figure out what tool you need. But that's what takes that, you know, takes that prop, that bearing carrier nut off. And see, you can see they fit right in those splined deals. So this one's, I don't know, it's like $100 or so. Can't remember what I paid.
Maybe we could provide the link for that in the description.
I doubt it. I bought this a while ago. I don't even know. I had to go find another one.
Okay.
But these prop nuts are on there. I mean, they're on there like 200 foot-pounds.
So
now
yeah,
to look in the book, so they're really on there. So the way that to do this, like, you know, you can do wrenches, long wrenches, or you can do You know, so I just used my impact driver. I got a it's a 1/2 inch impact driver. And then it just kept feeding her to the beans, and then it finally comes off.
Yeah, because they, like you said, if that lower unit's been running salt water at 200 foot-pounds, you can only imagine what it'd be like trying to get that off.
It's virtually impossible. I mean, it really is. And you can heat them up, but if it's got corrosion inside there, it's just still not gonna. You're not gonna get the corrosion down inside of those threads. See, like this threads is a good 1/2 inch.
Right.
So you know what I mean. You're not gonna get this off.
Right.
Like if you're just trying to do it, and there's some guys even try to use like little punches and like beat on them and try to knock them around, but trust me, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work, man. You'll end up tearing something up if you do it. So
yeah, Jeff just wanted to share that with you, so because he had already taken that part off of it. So
yeah, I guess I did that off camera, but
yeah. So the next step is to take the bearing carrier out, correct?
yeah, cause see some of these, like once you get that bearing carrier nut off, some of them are just slide out. I've had them slide just right out. But mostly you got to use some kind of puller to go ahead and get
Right.
the bearing carrier out of there. It's not really a hard job, but it's like if you've never done one, it's a really hard
Yeah.
job. Like
Yeah.
it just is. Like, so you're gonna need a bearing carrier tool, and they've got them like opposite each other. We're gonna look at this. Some of them have a couple of screws that are like this, like if you see them on the Mercury's, there's like a cap that comes off. We don't have that. I put some electrical tape around this just because I don't want them to get marred up. Something you don't have to do. Probably rarely ever happens, but it's better to be safe than to be sorry. But basically, you're going to fit this tool inside here. And you want to do it like on the meat of it.
Kind of tricky, as you can see.
Yeah, it is tricky. Because you kind of need this one.
Well, that's why I think he had that block of wood.
Well, there's an edge right here, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of where you got to grab from. So you just got to find the right pivot point, you know. 'Cause you don't want to, if it comes out real hard, you don't want to do it. Like you just, you know, like there, that one's in that one. And so then we need to turn this one, I think, around.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yes. This arm needs to be turned around. So.
Because, or otherwise you could go like this, I suppose.
So this one here. Yeah, that's not it.
It wouldn't, because then it wouldn't turn, or is that what you're trying to say?
tightening.
That's the thing, you don't know how much pressure you're putting against that ring.
Not catching that. You gotta move more this direction, don't you? You can catch on this side. Can you do that? Take this out, turn this around.
Oh yeah, I can turn it around. I'm thinking about just going in there and get some chains.
Because I see what's going on.
But see, I think you need to go.
See?
Yeah,
Now
but
tighten her down.
I don't know about that, Chuck. 'Cause like I think you can go under this arm over here.
You can't because those are beveled. There's no flat surface for that to hook on. Look at there. We didn't even need to do any of that.
That's what I'm telling you. In Tennessee, man, it's just like not even.
Yeah, it pulled right out. We didn't even need that, guys. Now, before we pulled it, we're making a mistake. This is the mistake
Here, go. Hang on.
we're making.
Hang on. Before we do this, let's get an oil pan because some grease is going to come out. Sometimes you got to use a puller to just kind of get them started. I thought
Get
it
them
was
loosened up.
I thought it was kind of moving forward. I couldn't understand why. Yeah, you saw it. I'm an idiot.
Well, we could set it back on the stand, can't we?
Oh, we can, but let's take that out, dump it upside down. You know, like just hold it where fluid's gonna go. Or can you?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, because we're gonna have some fluid come out. We're gonna have a couple little.
Yeah, and that ring that comes out, there should be a ring.
Yeah, there's like a ring.
There should be a ring up there. Do not lose it.
And what he's talking about is there's a couple of little.
But you're gonna have to hurry up.
I think we just put it on stand check.
That's what I was trying to tell you before we got
I was
started.
just trying not to get. Here, slide it into here.
Thing's heavy.
Yeah, it's not light.
Hold on, let me check my camera angle.
And that oil stinks. It's really dirty. And then, so there's this little ring, is what he's talking about.
Yes, do not lose that.
That's a little shim, okay?
Yes.
And then behind it is this other ring. Should be. Okay, so this one.
No, that's all that comes off.
Yeah.
Just that ring.
So anyway, we want to put that somewhere.
That needs to be put in a safe place. There it is, guys.
And then once you got it off, you're gonna look at it, inspect all your stuff. Now, this is the thing, is like, look right here. We can look and see right now that that seal is completely apart. So if you look down inside there now, you can see that seal had already been just come completely apart. I don't know if you can see my finger. There's the remnants of it. It's completely gone. And we got a bearing inside there. So then the next thing is you got to get this off.
That's the reverse gear.
You have to use a slide hammer to get that off, and we're going to put this in a vise, pop this reverse gear off, and then we're going to get to the seals. Like I said, not a bad job. It's just, you got to be careful and don't damage them. Don't go all caveman on it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you'll get frustrated, and you'll want to go caveman, and all you're doing is ensuring that you're going to take it to some shop that's going to charge you up. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get some brake clean. We're going to clean all inside there. We're going to clean the outside of this because it's just filthy dirty.
It's filthy, yeah.
So, if you want to do that.
Yeah, I can do that.
Brake clean.
It says it on the can. Do not breathe. Do not inhale.
Well.
Alright, here we go with the...
There's a toothbrush. There's kind
Come on now, I don't want you breathing this stuff.
It only causes cancer in the state of California. So one thing you want to do is like where the bearing surface rides. See how you got this discoloration?
Yeah.
You can even see where the rust was kind of, and you can feel it with your hand. See where that was getting into this?
Yeah.
So, you know, we need to like take a scotch-brite pad and then just try to clean that off there as best you can. So right there's where the two seals are. So you got an inner and an outer. So obviously the inner failed. It was completely shut, and the outer is there. Then you got an O-ring that's right here, and that'll just come off. But then to do this, you got to get this gear off. This is your reverse gear, and then you have a bearing that once you get all that out, you're going to take, and what you're going to do is just you're going to grease that bearing up, pack it with grease, put it down in there, and then it'll set in that bearing race that's down there, barely you can see it up on the side, and then it won't move on you. So anyway, we got to get this gear off, so that's kind of what we're working on now. And this is some kind of thrust. I have to go get the name of what they call it, but it's like a big thrust washer, I guess.
So you get this in here. Okay. Now tighten that down. Hold on.
I put it over my shoulder. It kind of helped.
Nah, didn't help me. Alright.
You're not straight. Straighten it out. There you go.
Okay. It's not tight enough. It's just about there. Hold this part of it for me. Just hold it. Just don't let it turn.
I can't. That's good. It ain't going nowhere.
Alright, so. Ready?
Yeah, you don't have to go real hard. Just, first. No, you gotta go that way. You're pulling it out.
You're not.
Hang on.
You're gonna have to get it in the vise
hang
better.
on. Yeah.
That rag's not helping.
No, but I don't want it to be. It's coming. Just go slow. And there she is, folks. There's your O-ring. And then we're gonna go in order here, so we could leave, like, we got a buried race. It's probably our, we'll look at a diagram, because I can't remember which order these are. There's that. There's the old seal. See, it's trashed.
Yep.
Then we got this guy.
The bearing, which how's it look?
Yeah, just it
Looks good.
Let's roll it.
It feels good.
Needs to be cleaned up good.
Where is that flat?
Just don't let it fall apart. Whatever you do with these bearings, keep them together, because if they fall apart, oh man, it's no fun putting them back together. But you want to clean this up and roll it in a bunch of grease.
The bearing, outer bearing looks good.
Yeah, you don't need to take that out. We don't need to take this bearing out. You got plenty of room to get this out.
Look at this seal right here. So now we got to punch out the old seal that's still in there.
So shine a light. I'm going to do it for both cameras. So you got little marks right here. It's going to take a punch. You're going to knock these seals down and out.
Yeah.
See how there's, like, let's make sure the camera can see it real good. So, like, you're just going to take a punch. You're going to knock those down. Okay, there you guys go. So
I'm going to clean this up with, after he gets the seals out of it, I'm going to clean it up with brake clean. The bearing carrier. Just clean this up and get it nice and clean.
And if you're unsure, like, take note of which directions the seals actually are. Too.
Yeah, I already did. Look, you can see the back side of it here. So now I know what direction it needs to go in.
All right.
The new one.
And what direction is that?
What do you mean? That's the back of the seal. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they're back to back. So there's going to be a metal side.
Yeah.
And then on this side, it's going to be
a
metal
bevel.
side.
It's going to be a bevel.
So they're going to be like together.
You know, this side's going to be beveled. So you're just going to punch out the other. I chose not to. They're going to be in there. That thing's never been changed, so.
Well, you may have to, like, too, like, if they got crazy.
It's coming.
A little synopsis, because I didn't get us, you know, some video of us getting the seals completely out. Down inside this guy, you'll see there's a race. Okay, so that doesn't have to be knocked out unless the race is bad. In our case, I mean, it had 300 hours on the motor, so everything is pretty much great shape. Got a couple quarts of oil here. And, you know, here's another picture of this bearing carrier. Bearing carrier nut. And the lock ring. And then Chuck's just got this with, so when you put it together, you got this, slides up the shaft, prop shaft, and then you'll have a spacer ring. Probably one mistake we didn't do is we didn't measure this when we knocked those seals out, but there's our bearing. It's in really good shape. So that'll sit down there in that race. And we'll pack it with grease. And then you got a O-ring and this is like a thrust washer. It's a thrust ring, I guess is what they call it. And then this is what our gear looks like. Gear looks in great shape. There's no, I mean, it looks almost brand new, to be honest with you. But here's the two seals, and this seal is the seal that's keeping the water out, and it's facing this way, so you can see, like, there's a little ring that it's like it almost looks like a spring ring, and it goes all the way around, and that spring, it kind of goes like this, and it keeps constant pressure and keeps that lip out there against the prop shaft, and that's what keeps your water out. And then the other one will be facing, so they'll be facing the opposite way, but you can know that, like, metal to metal, and really Like this one's a metal ring and it's facing this way, keeps the oil in. But when you look these up in these diagrams, these are two separate O-rings, part numbers. So there are different O-rings and there is a difference. So that doesn't have the little metal on the outside, whereas this one does. And I think I wrote them down. Mercury was like, outer ring was, I don't know, it was 2.6 or 2.5, but 888-483, and then the inner ring was, I think it was 2.6-896-600, and then that, you're going to need the O-ring, which is, 896-524. And of course we're putting a new water pump on it. Yeah, it's not Mercury, but this is a really good water pump. It says 3/4 cylinder and 3.0 Merc. So if we look at this, get it up with one hand here. Got one of the O-rings already. I have one for a stock, but because this one's I bought two wood thinking, but say 896-600. I bought two of these thinking they were both the same, and I looked again and I was like, this is also a Sierra number. On that one O-ring is 18-0560. This is the water pump we're putting in it. It's a really good water pump. A really good water pump. I think it's even better than Mercury's. OEM one, to be honest with you. I think these are way better pumps.
Tell me about the bearing.
Yeah, you'll need a bearing tool, like an installer tool.
That's 39.5 millimeters.
It just goes like that, drives your bearings in.
Jeremy.
What was it?
39.5 millimeter.
Oh, 39.5 millimeter check says.
Yeah, you gotta have those to set the bearings, and then, or the oil seals, I'm sorry. And then I think the one for the roller bearing, you got to use that tool as well to seat the roller bearing in there in the race. So.
Alright, well, I guess this video is getting a little long. Like, subscribe. I did a thing, and I might put this in front of my video, but 91% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed, and I'll be honest with you, that does not help the situation. So 93.7% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed. So if you like my videos, please subscribe. It does help. And hit the bell notification so you can see when I got a video coming out.